I don't want to be going at the full speed because I enjoy these sorts of rides where you can, go leisurely along. But then there's always has to be a car come right up behind you when you feel like you have to go faster. I just prefer go at the full speeds when I'm on a highway with lots of traffic and you need to keep up. But on these roads you're happy to poke along. And jolly car behind me. Go away! Because he probably wants to get where he's going in a hurry. Now as I said, we did cut off short because we're not going right through to Coffs Harbour. We are cutting off and going across the highway, I believe. But if you do keep going, you go through to the back way through to Coffs Harbour. And here we have roadworks. There's always roadworks. Fellow with his feather in his hat. Thank you. There we go. Thank you. Nice man. There you go. Yep. I hate pulling up, being the first one to pull up at those stop signs, because you always feel like they're staring at you, but they're probably not. I mean, why would they? They're probably thinking you're staring at them. We have our little dog Baxter, but we don't bring him on these. He has a sling, but we don't bring him on these longer trips because it's the wind in his face is a bit much for him. Little short trips are okay at slow speeds, but he gets a bit upset with the wind in his face. I don't take him, Tom does. And it's a proper little sling for dogs. If we could just find a way to shelter his face a little bit more, he'd probably be fine. So he goes, we don't leave him on his own for the day because he's quite highly strung. He goes to my girlfriend's place and his girlfriend's place too, her name is Molly. So he goes on the bike to Molly's place and he gets to have a lot of fun. Melanie, my friend, enjoys having him. And they go for walks and they play. Sometimes he stays over, he has a sleepover. It looks quite green here, which is nice. Certainly different to where we live at the moment. Oh, now I have a few cars behind me. It's okay, they're not tailgating. If they were tailgating, I'd pull over. Riding is something that we try to do now, riding together that is. I take the Riker into town on a regular basis, a few times a week. Tom takes his bike. We very rarely use our car anymore. But riding together is something that we try to to do weekly or fortnightly. Have a day out. Go somewhere different each time. Very fortunate in Grafton that we have several destinations within a good range that can make a nice day trip. We have many beaches, many beaches that we could visit, and in the summertime we'll probably do that a bit more often and have a swim. But we also have the mountains. Head to a place called Dorrigo, which is absolutely beautiful place. Really, I love it. It's very country, very pretty, always green. They get a lot of rain in Dorrigo, and that'll be a nice trip to take you on to show you Dorrigo. So yeah, Grafton, and you know, just rivers and things like that, going to rivers, and sometimes we go free camping, which we have to do again soon, just for a few days. We have a caravan. It's only a little one, but it's perfect for us. Nothing big or flash. Because if we don't do it now, we're getting older. Oh look, we're turning and those jolly cars are coming. Oh no, only one of them. We're getting older, and there will come a time, you know, I'm flat out getting my leg over the riker now. I'm going to need a footstool there and a rope. Pull my leg up. But while you can do it, if it was a dream that you had to do it, well, while you can do it, you should. I have, there he goes, that's good. I don't have anyone behind me now. I have other hobbies at home. I do sew, and I sew to sell. I sell online some things. Tom does a lot of the garden. I don't do much of the garden. I established the garden, but he maintains it. Getting out, it's really nice. And doing this recording as well. We like to be able to show people where we're from and a little bit of the countryside and talk about our experience. You know, we're not out to get thousands and thousands of viewers or make a big name for ourselves or anything like that. We're just out to, well, I'd like to encourage some women to do this if they have aspirations. And don't think you can't do it. And if you have a husband that how can I put this? If you have a husband that is going to be cranky at you all the time for doing something wrong, then you don't have to ride with him. You can ride on your own. You know, I'm never going to be up to Tom's standard of riding, but I don't think Tom minds. And just as long as you're safe and not silly, you know, we're of an age now, we don't have to be flying along at some almighty speed and acting the goat. We're just smelling the roses now. And enjoying trips like this. It's what owning a bike and a Riker or a Spider or whatever you choose to get. It's what it's all about, isn't it? What I would like to do, if I continue riding happily, is after I've had my provisionals for 1 year, I can go to a 900. I can go to the Riker Rally, or I could go to a Spider, but a little bit too expensive for us. And sure, probably more comfortable, but you know, I'm happy. I'd be happy with a Riker 900, and it's a little bit further off the ground, and it's probably a little bit safer to take on some dirt roads. And even Tom has said, you know, the older he gets, he'd be happy to have a Riker as well. But for now, he's happy on 2 wheels. But I have a lot of arthritis in my hands and they do get sore, so I can't go for hours and hours on end. So a day trip's good, and if we decide to go away for a little while, we'd only need to ride a few hours a day. As little or as much as we like. On your learners, I think it's a good thing to ride as much as possible. Don't just think you prefer to take the car and take the car, because if you always prefer to take the car, you obviously don't really want to ride. I think get out as much as possible, because you need to. You learn a lot. You become a lot more confident. Don't be scared. You know, when you're young and you get your learners, you just want to be always out, don't you? When you're old, you'd probably be a little bit more hesitant. But no, get out there and do it. Just never think that you're too old. Remember, on a Riker, you've got 3 wheels. Pretty darn hard to fall off. Coming through here, you wouldn't even think we were in a drought, would you? We're only going slow, but that's okay. Look at these beautiful big palms. Once again, we'll probably have this over 2 videos. Oh, look at this. Isn't this lovely? This is the place you want to come on a hot day. Oh, lovely. This would all be national park, I would imagine. Protected. I think we're going to a lookout, I'm not sure, but there's also a, what would you call it? I think we're heading to where we can see like an adventure park where they, I don't know, have zip lines and rope swings or whatever you do. I know our eldest daughter Tennille, she took Tom there for his birthday recently. Her and her partner and Tom went. Whoops! Little bit wobbly. I hope it's not too windy to put the drone up, but I've got a feeling it might be. Oh, where are we going? Forest sky up here. Oh, looks like someone's been doing wheelies around here. Oh, this is on the way to the lookout. There's bananas over there. Lots of bananas. Oh dear. If you only ever want to go somewhere in comfort, maybe riding is not for you. But if you don't mind a bit of jiggling about, then riding is not a problem. They do have the more comfortable bikes, and I can't blame anyone for wanting them. Definitely feeling the cool at the moment on my legs. I do have proper riding jeans on, but they're not keeping my legs warm at the moment. Telling me to look over there. Oh, there we go. I'll slow up, nothing behind me, so we can have a look down over the Coffs area. You can see the freeway, the surf. The sun's not out, it's a bit cloudy, which is a shame. I just noticed I said is and not is because this helmet has my cheeks pushed together. And my words don't come out properly. Oh, okay, this must be the adventures. It's called Treetops Adventure. Now, if I went to one of these things, I'd come home an absolute wreck. There we go, someone's up there. My body's too old for treetops adventuring. Really look out. So here we are. That sky looks very ominous. But I'll leave the camera running. I might be able to see something pretty. So I'm just heading over here. Oh, I wish the sun was out. Actually, that is getting me a little bit worried for the trip home. Looks like there's rain coming in. So I will just shut up for a minute because these people will think that I'm mad. So this is Sealy Lookout, but you can also access from the highway. We came in the back way. Just have a little walk around here. So that looks quite nice. They have eating areas and covered up, which is good in case it rains, which I'm very worried that it might do. All down there, areas to eat and kids to play. It'd be a nice place in a hot summer's day because you've got such good shade. So this is the Arara East State Forest, and it looks like they have, no, I'm thinking it's a walking track, but it does say there Scenic Drive. And now they have a cafe set up here. And that's nice too. You know, sit there, have a coffee and look out at the trees.
Okay guys, we've arrived at the lookout. I think Wendy filmed this earlier. I'm going to see if we can use her footage as well. There were a lot of people here when she came out, so we'll just see how we go. So this is above Coffs Harbour. Not a good day. Howling wind and rain somewhere. Okay folks, you've got me for a little while now. I just wanted to do a bit of filming of Wendy as she goes along. It's turned out quite a cool day. Yesterday would have been great, tomorrow would have been good, but today it's cloudy and cold. But we're still having fun. There's the treetops adventure. I think Wendy showed a bit of that on the way in. My daughter brought me here for my birthday this year, and I'm very scared of heights. Oh, look at that young fella. But I had a ball. Highly recommend that to anybody. Well, we're heading down from the lookout now, back to the highway, and then we'll go to Moonee, quick look around and then head home. Rough old road. It's just patches on top of patches. Some nice houses up here. I reckon there'd be some expensive real estate. So this is where the Riker's really handy for Wendy. Doesn't have to worry about oncoming cars. She just scoots around the corner. I know she's wider than a motorbike, but she's still safer because it's a nice stable platform for her. You know, if she was young and had time to learn, it'd be no problem. But when you're old and you just want to have fun and you don't want to have to go through the learning curves of two wheels, she's having a ball. The engine braking on the Riker is fantastic, I've got to say. You rarely use the brakes just to, wash a bit of speed off. You just back the throttle off and it's fantastic. And she doesn't have to learn the gears, clutch. Just twist the throttle and go. Stand on the brake when you want to stop. It's just easy for her, nothing to learn, because it's really just like a car. You use your right foot in the car to hit the brakes, you use the right foot here. The only difference is, instead of a round steering wheel, you've got a set of handlebars, and it's intuitive because she's had no problem picking that up. And the hand throttle, of course, but she's had no problem picking that up either. And gloomy all day. I think since she's got the learner's permit for the Riker, I'd reckon I could count on one hand the amount of time she's gone into town to either do shopping or see her dad or wherever she's going. She goes in probably twice a week for different things. Honestly, she's hardly used the car. She just loves it. Obviously in bad weather you're not going to purposely go out and get wet. But just for normal day running in and out, it's fun. She really enjoys it. I said the other day, look, I better take the car because I've got to do this, this or this, and the weather wasn't looking good, and so sort of begrudgingly took the car. You're saving a bit of fuel too, I suppose, but not a huge amount. I mean, I think it uses about 4 litres 100 ballpark. Don't quote me, I haven't looked at the gauge for ages. It's got it on there on the dashboard. I mean, this little thing I'm riding uses 3.2 to 3.9, depends on how hard you push it. Just have a quick look. At the moment, 3.1. Since we left home, because we've been going pretty steady because Wendy can only do 90 kilometres an hour. So the two bikes together probably use what the car uses, but we have a lot more fun on the bikes, and she doesn't have to talk to me. She can just talk to herself in the helmet. Conversation's a lot more intelligent in there than it is talking to me, I can tell you. The only time we have to talk is when we stop and have a coffee. Anyways, that's about all I want to say. Just wanted to show you what it looks like from my perspective, watching her scooting along. Not that we're scooting here, I suppose, but having a bit of a sticky beak, having fun. Alright guys, I will hand you back to Wendy shortly. Thanks for putting up with me.
We're just finishing our day off for a quick stop at Mooney Beach, or you can see part of it. In the foreground is the creek. Low tide at the moment. You can walk across to the beach at low tide. Certainly not at high tide, but you can swim in there. I think from memory the current is quite strong. It's a great family beach. And up there is part of the caravan park, and that would be part of the non-powered sites. Really nice place to stay. So we're heading home now, and I would like to thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed today's journey, and we look forward to catching you up, or you catching us up, on our next video.